All right, so we're going to kick off episode 4 of Beyond the Net. But my brother Vijay, I'm not
I'm,
with you. Where are you?
I'm in outer space. No, I'm sitting here in my office with my friend here, my one of my cats who just loves to sit with me
That's
whenever I'm
nice.
at the table here. Um, and then I'm at home in Wixom.
And I
And
happen to be in Matawan, New Jersey, with my amazing daughter and son-in-law, Courtney and Lewis, after their weekend in Michigan, where Courtney was a matron of honor at a Hindu Christian wedding and just did a great job. And we're not letting anything stand in our way, whether we're remote, wherever we are, and with the help of our amazing communications and audio team at Catholic Central High School. Episode 4 Beyond the Net is underway. So, welcome everybody to episode 4. We've had a slight delay in airing episode 3, but our friend Stephen is working diligently on that because we had a lot of content with the moms of the captains, with Tamara and Jen. So, we
and
look forward to letting you hear that.
and he's been down on under the weather, so
Exactly.
a lot of things have piled up on him. So
Yeah, so we appreciate all that he's doing. And for this episode, I think we talk a little bit about Vijay, and you can help me here.
oh, Charlie,
Of yeah.
so I ran into Oliver, one of our players, right?
Oh,
Yes.
nice. Yeah.
Yesterday, day before yesterday, and we had asked him. He's a great musician, sax player.
Yeah.
Asked, hey,
DSO.
can you help us? We'd like to have an intro theme for our
Okay.
podcast. He goes, sure thing, coach. So he's got half of it done.
Oh,
So
that's so great.
one of these days when we come on, we're going to have an intro and an exit music.
That's wonderful.
And
That's
we're going big
we
time.
we are going big time. And then with the help of Stephen and Sean, they even said that maybe they could do our podcast could be both audio and visual. So we'll see if we have the equipment to do that eventually. But I think in my case, my voice is better than my face, so I think we can.
Yeah. With video, they make no, maybe not.
Well, we're up to we're closing in on 500 views for both our first and second episodes, so we're really
First
very proud
episode.
of that, and we thank all of the people that that viewed what we are
Oh,
what we're building here at Detroit Catholic Central High School. So
and I think I'm highly anticipating the hearing the moms.
yeah, me too. It's going to be great. Yeah, they were very excited, and the follow up
And
the commentary was great.
they've like they've been asking me and asking me. They're like, "Come on, we want to hear this."
That's really great. So let's give our listeners a little update on our amazing varsity team. Robbie and Coach Jake went to states and after qualifying at regionals. So maybe a little update there, my brother.
Yeah. So they qualified at regionals. They were in second place at regionals, and then they went to states and in Grand Rapids. And this is I think this is our third straight year of going.
I think you're right.
And then I could be wrong. Robbie might say four. I'm not. I forgot. Um, but it's almost expected that we go every year now. You know,
Hmm.
um,
For sure.
that's. I remember there was a time where we struggled when my son was playing here at CC. It was always a struggle to get to states, and it almost seems like that's the baseline now.
That's
And
great.
Robbie's done a great job doing that. Um,
So they
they
qualified at Novi High School to
yeah,
go to states by finishing, oh, we talked about they finished second
yeah,
to
finish
Northville.
right.
And then they
And
went to states in Grand Rapids and I think we got some word that they ran into some really stiff competition on the first day, correct, VJ?
yeah, they weren't playing on the second day, but they were in Grand Rapids, and I'm not sure. I haven't I haven't talked to Robbie since state, so I don't have a complete blow by blow update on what exactly happened. But they didn't play the second day, the semi.
Okay.
Which is,
And knowing Coach Robbie and Coach Jake, I think they'll do a deep dive and evaluate what they need to do to get to day two, and perhaps have a improved result from where they were.
yeah, with this group of guys who are all juniors this year, their senior year, I think they'll do much better.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But congrats to a great season for them. I know we'll see them at the upcoming awards dinner, which we'll touch on a little bit on our call here today. But well done, Robbie. Well done, Jake, and well done, team.
Yeah. Yes. But Charlie, we have to talk about the other tournament.
Now you're talking, Vijay. And that's the Father Kaufman Detroit Catholic Central
we're out of
JV
time.
tennis tournament. It's our inaugural. So Vijay, it has been an amazing tournament, and you had the brilliant idea of letting the coaches play in.
Oh, Charlie,
and it had so much fun, right?
I've had so much fun getting my butt kicked.
Yeah, me too. And it's great that they, what we taught them is kicking our butts, because for me, I'm not practicing what I preach, but it's been extraordinary to be on the other side of the net, and for our players to see that their coaches are human too.
Yeah.
We're subject to all of the challenges that they are, but they are overcoming the challenges. And in my case, I'm not.
So let's talk about that. So you played who first?
I played Andrew Stryker.
Okay.
In singles, and I did fairly well on a windy Friday night. And Andrew was kind enough to accommodate the later start, and then I was matched up against Max Buzzsaw Metropolis, who beat me 6-1, 6-2, I believe.
Tell everyone what he said.
Yeah, and it was very interesting because, Max and I are probably the most two vocal people, and Max's commentary on the courts is, probably says, all day, baby. And he was giving me a lot of all day babies, but it was 3-5, and Max came to the net and said, Coach, it's all over.
Second set?
Second set. His coach, it's all over. Just accept it. It's all over. And of course, it was all over. And Max went on to play some really great, great tennis. Excuse me again. And is really a terrific player.
Yeah, he is a very, very good player. And he's so as we stand, he's waiting in the finals for his opponent. And so my journey was I played Jaden first.
Yeah.
And then I won that. And then I played, who did I play next?
You played Jaden, and then you played,
was it Brody?
You played Brody.
Yeah. Brody. I played Brody next. And I thought I had a slight window there, but he slammed the door right on my fingers,
He shut the door, Coach. He shut the door.
He is the real deal. He just
he is.
He tweak a couple of things. He's going to be a very good player on varsity, I think, one day.
I agree.
And then so then I dropped down into the consolation round, played Andrew Stryker. Mm-hmm. And Andrew, in the middle of the match, he goes, I really hate singles. He loves doubles. He does.
He does.
And I go, why did you sign up for singles?
Yeah, for sure.
So I got by him, and then I met Jack Logar, the other freshman phenom we have. And so he couldn't play on a weekday, so we started on a match on a Sunday night at CC. And the first set, he beat me 7-6. Tiebreak, it was
Wow.
7.
Sure.
And then I was ahead 5. This is about, we talked about this. I had the window wide open, 5-2 Charlie.
Wow.
But he would not let me close that window. And we ended up 6-6, and then it was too dark. So
you had to continue the next day.
we finished yesterday, and he finished me 7-2 in the tie.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. From 5-2 in games to 7-2 in the tiebreak.
yeah. So he beat me 7-6, 7-6, and he's another very good player, a
Agree.
freshman that is the future of CC tennis.
Agree.
So, like I said, Max is waiting in the main draw for the winner of the consolation to come up and to play him. So, and then we have our doubles tournament. It's going on too, and Max and Brody. Not Max. I'm sorry. Jack and Brody are teammates. They've been teammates since, I don't know, grade school. They stormed CC, and they were undefeated during the regular season as teammates in doubles.
They were.
And then so they're waiting. I believe they're in the finals. I don't have the bracket in front of me for the consolation winner to come up and play them. So,
and don't forget, we played in on a double too.
double, yeah.
And I remember the last match, which was against Sam and
Jack Vogel.
Yeah, and I thought we had it, but they came through. Had a great cheering section. Mrs. Vogel was there. Who else was there? Brody's mom was there, I think, and Jack's mom was there. And I know Max's mom's been there at every match, so it was great to see the moms come out.
Yeah. Yep.
So we're about 80% through the singles and about 75% way through the double. So we're progressing, but it looks like we may go right till the end of the month.
Yeah. I'd like to do it before I go visit my son. But I got to say something. We got to step back. Jack Vogel has had a great tournament.
I agree.
I wish he would have shown this during the regular season. I'm not trying to embarrass him, but he has so much ability, and it just came through during the tournament, and it wasn't quite as coming through during the regular season. And I wish he would play like that during the regular season.
I agree. Yeah, he did it. He was phenomenal. His serves were rock solid, but also there wasn't any lack of going for it. And he went for it, and the results were amazing. I mean, took us to task, and then he's doing a great job in the tournament as well.
Yeah, well, that's an important point. You should go for it, but you shouldn't lose confidence when you miss, because eventually those shots will go in more than miss.
Exactly.
And when you start going for it, more shots are not going to go. And then you got to adjust, understand what you're doing wrong, and then you'll get them in more than not.
1,000%.
But I saw I think I saw a difference in Jack in the tournament where he was going for it. Of course, he wasn't getting every shot, but he didn't walk back to the baseline, hunched over.
Defeated. No, his body language was great, and he was really happy. He was having a lot of fun, I think. I think he would admit that he was having the most fun. So I think it was a very, very positive experience certainly for you and I, but also for our students and their parents too, which was really great.
Yeah, several parents. Max's mom told me this was the favorite part of my season.
Isn't that nice? And Mrs. Vogel told me, Coach Charlie, you were quite loud out there. I didn't know you were so loud. I said, yeah, probably a little obnoxious at times. She said, yeah, I would agree. So we had a little bit of fun and all with a good heart. But it was amazing to be part of it
Yeah, I
with our
wish.
students.
Yeah, I started this thing 2 years ago. I wish I would have played in the first year.
I'm
Yes,
glad that we
because
that we did that.
yeah, I enjoy hitting with these guys, and even even when you lose, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I was having fun. Uh, that was a great match I had with Jack Logar.
And Vijay, it's interesting you say that. Before I left for New Jersey with Courtney and Lewis, I contacted a local tennis club, which happens to be less than a half mile away from Courtney's home. And I signed up for a hit with the pro yesterday for an hour, today for an hour, Thursday for an hour, and then Friday for two. And he's a younger coach. He lived in the Netherlands, and his parents played semi-pro in the Netherlands, and he got to the ITF maybe or one of the junior satellite tours and played there for several years. Came here in 2005 um, and has been teaching at this club since 2006. So he's been there 18 years. And he watched my strokes for a little bit. And he said some really great mechanics, but every once in a while you are not as closed, your body isn't as closed as you need to be. You're a little hitting from an open stance and trying to hit a shot that doesn't accommodate an open stance. So his overall commentary was, you don't need to hit the ball any harder. You just need to hit the ball a lot smarter. So today, when I go see him later this afternoon, we're going to work on constructing shots, not so much hitting the ball hard or rallying, because that's fine. But I think one of the things he talked about too, and he was very complimentary that, we're hitting a lot of balls and we didn't have to stop too much because for you and I, we're blessed to have a level of fitness that isn't average or normal for kind of our age group. And that leads me to talk a little bit about what several of the parents have been asking me about. So what should my son do in the off season when it comes to fitness? And I know we mentioned on our last episode that you thought it would be a good idea to bring the boys to the track and do some interval work, and that can be done anytime. You don't have to wait for
Well,
August to do that. You can
uh,
do it
let me,
anytime.
yeah, let me. You're the one who's introduced the interval training.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I was talking about going and run a couple miles, but then you mentioned the interval training, which I've never really done except back in my track days in high school.
Yep.
But that I think that'd be great for tennis
Yeah, I
because
think
that's exactly what it is, right? Tennis is a sprint, a rest, a sprint, a rest. That's
yeah,
the that's
the
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 that's
recovery time is so important, right?
yeah.
So I think we can, we have our next time we're all together will be at our banquet, which we'll touch on in a minute, or we can touch on it now. Um, let's spend some time that if the parents wanted some details on some a more formalized off season training regimen that has everything to do with fitness, but not so much on the court, we're happy to give them some ideas that have worked for me and I know have worked for you. But also going through the fall, if your son or sons want to come out and hit with Vijay and I, we're going to be playing every morning at Novi Athletic Club, but also we'll have time to hit with them if they choose to on the weekends too. So something to keep in mind, and we can formalize that too, Vijay. I think
Yeah, yeah,
that
that'd
sounds
be
okay.
yeah. I think that'll be great. Um, Getting back to your session with the pro
Mhm.
um, about building a point.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
I've noticed on our top players on JV, Max, Brody, especially, and then Jack. Not he does too, but those two guys. When I was playing Brody, I felt that he was building his point. He would
Mhm.
hit the ball but not go for a winner every time. He would set me up,
Mm-hmm.
and then I noticed his great footwork.
Yeah, I
Uh,
agree.
Brody's footwork. It was almost like he was moving chess pieces, and I was one of the pieces. He was setting me up for that kill shot.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of our guys, I'd say a majority of our guys, think every shot is the kill shot,
I know.
and they don't, and I'm guilty of it too. Um, but every shot isn't. You're not in position. The other guy's um, in position to get whatever shot you got. You have to set it up, and like I said, I need to improve on that. But I see as we go down, it's just get the ball back to you know over the net, which is good. But now to go over the fence to varsity, you got to start thinking like what your pro said. You have to set points up.
Yeah, and the other thing he said too, Vijay, is um, you have more time than you think, especially on the kill shot when you go for too much. And he said, oftentimes when players are going for too much, they are trying to go for too much just with their arms as opposed to using their whole body. They kind of stand up straighter rather than staying in the lower position, which I thought was quite the observation. But he
Oh,
noticed a lot of the things that
he's
Robbie
talking.
has. He's
He's talking
talking.
right about
Yeah.
talking about yeah.
Yes. So that.
When I try to hit that ball harder with with some meanness, I tend to stand up
Yeah. Yeah. He
instead of
noticed.
staying low on it.
Yeah. He noticed that. He noticed that as well. So that's good. That's real good. So we hit on the tournament. We talked about the state's results for varsity. We talked about, excuse me, we talked about fitness. And there's a couple other things on our list that I think we can touch on because we do want to keep these. We talked about practice with purpose. And I think our team has really matured in that way throughout the year. And I think you're seeing the same. And that's going to be the even
Oh,
more of a threat for next
right.
year.
You're absolutely right.
Excuse me.
I noticed looking back, not that I'm an old sage, but this is my sixth year. I noticed that I wasn't doing that in previous seasons
Hmm.
uh, as as I have in the past few seasons, where I'm insisting on not just going out on the court and goofing around,
Correct.
just play, come here, play with a purpose, practice with a purpose. And I think our guys really did that this year.
I agree. And I think it shows. And I think we can, I think that's the going into tryouts next year. I want to keep, beating that drum to make sure that that's something that they know has to be common practice for them. No pun intended, but that's really what we want to focus on. And one of the things that is happening right now, we do have, it is an election year here for the country, but we also have an election going on at within the Detroit Catholic Central High School JV tennis team. Vijay, why don't you tell us about what we're voting on this season for our team,
Yeah,
which isn't quite and there were no debates about this. This was all selected by the players, which is pretty neat.
yeah. Well, we're in the previous years we picked MVPs, most valuable players for the season, and it was just the coaches deciding who it was.
Mhm.
This year we decided we're going to give the votes to every player, and so they get a first choice, which is worth 3 points, second choice 2 points, and a third choice 1 point. And I've got about, I'd say, over a third of the ballots back. And I won't say who's in the lead yet,
Oh, good.
but
Yeah,
that's
I think from what you sent me, I think our players better get out and vote, and vote early. I sound like a commercial now, don't I, for the national conventions? But I think they should because it's pretty close.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's really close. So, no, that'll
yeah.
be interesting to see how that all plays out, and then to be
Well,
able to honor those players at the banquet, which is still November 21st. I think it's a site yet to be determined, but we look forward to that. And Vijay, will we give out any other awards other than MVP at the banquet?
We'll have the doubles, our tournament doubles and singles winners. They'll get their trophy.
Okay, good.
And it'll be the first trophy with Father Kaufman's name on it. And
powerful.
Was it you or was it Robbie who was talking about maybe putting up a plaque with the winners?
Yeah, Robbie.
Okay.
Yeah, Robbie will help us with that, and that would be an amazing to have the names forever embellished on that little plaque on the wall. Every year will be. I think it'll help with. It'll really drive the legacy home, and Robbie will help us with that, which is great.
And then we'll have our MVP trophy, and we were debating: are we going to have a most improved? We'll have.
I think we should. I mean, that's my opinion. I think if we do both ends of the spectrum, most valuable, most improved, and then we give the trophies for singles and doubles.
Yeah.
I think we'll be way ahead of the game.
Yeah. So
how's that sound?
That sounds good.
Okay.
What else? I don't have any
episode.
Your list was longer than
I think we covered off fairly nicely. I think we kept episode 4 to a good time in terms of the duration. We covered a lot of grounds from states to Father Kaufman.
When we had Robbie on, huh?
Yeah, well, we had a lot to talk about there. I mean, that was a great one, and I can't wait to hear episode 3 with Jen and Tamara. That will be really good.
Yeah.
So next week, I'll be back in Michigan, and Vijay and I will be at the studios at Detroit Catholic Central doing episode 5 already. So that will be great to do. And again, we thank our friends in the audiovisual department, Sean, Heather, and Stephen, for all of their help. And Coach Vijay, thank you for doing this remotely. I think we made it happen. I'm going to figure out how to send this link to Stephen and the team at Catholic Central, and we'll take it from there, my friend.
All right, we'll have a safe trip back.
Okay, and let's go play some tennis.
Let's go play some tennis. You'll be back we'll play Monday, right?
Okay, brother. We'll catch up. Thanks, Vic.
Bye.
Bye now.